As the Simcoe story goes, and frankly it could be a song,
there was no one in the town and no one in the field.
Once upon a time, not that long ago, it was as good as it looks. This Ontario sandy soil was a huge moneymaker. Tobacco, a seriously profitable crop.
Kicked off my land at the age of 16.
But that was then.
No idea where else my heart could have been.
Before a government crackdown pushed most Norfolk County farmers out of tobacco, pushed some out of business. A hard turn? Oh yes.
Can we find something that will replace a living income? Not just, a few dollars on the table, but something that a family can survive on.
Reinvention looks like lavender and grapes lovingly nurtured on Anita Buhner's land where tobacco once was king. It looks like vineyards at a new winery across Norfolk County using old tobacco curing machinery. And it sometimes looks like closed factories and opportunities lost, even to those like the DeCarlos family still managing to grow tobacco.
All the young people left because they saw no future here because of all the talk. I mean, they didn't want to stay and grow peppers or carrots, or they just decided that we'd be better off in the city and do something there.
Sure, they worry, but not all is bad news, because Simcoe just caught a break. A big one. A new summer crop of the human variety, one they did not see coming.
I was first surprised. I mean, here in the Norfolk, and then when it settled down, the dust settled down, and they said, yep, they're coming, and I just didn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it that they picked our little Norfolk.
They are them. Mumford Sons. And yes, they are huge. Grammy-winning, chart-topping huge. Coming here is not something this band had to do. These guys could fill any venue they choose. And it's not just that they like touring, they had a plan. Find a community that needs a lift, show up, and then find a way to leave behind a lot more than memories and hangovers. As band members, they are notoriously not keen on interviews, say no a lot. We've lost the one Mumford. There's only one, and he's gone. Now there's Ted Duane, Ben Lovett, Winston Marshall, and finally bringing up the rear, Marcus Mumford.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
Together, they decided they would talk to us about this place and this plan. Fancy meeting you here.
So what's great about a relatively small place like the town of Simcoe is that not many people have been here. So people will be excited to go and explore a town they've not been to before.
That's the approach they've road tested only a handful of times, making one stop in the UK, a few in the States, where grateful town populations doubled over 2 days of the festival and revenues were well into the millions.
They asked me what it meant to have Mumford & Sons come to our town here in Bristol. It means magic to me. Instead of a 1, it is going to be 19 times better. And I've got proof right there.
In Simcoe, it meant loaning out the band's name and logo to local businesses to put on shirts or wine, definitely on the beer.
Would you like one? Can I get you one?
The deal they struck is that the businesses could keep the profits as long as at least 10% went to a local charity. The band chose some of the vendors and the products in a low-key visit months ago, and naturally did a little sampling, as you do.
And we were talking to this guy James, who's the master brewer at the Blue Elephant, which is the local brew house, and he hand canned 4,500 cans of Pilsner, 2 at a time. Like, that goes way beyond being like, oh yeah, we like Mumford & Sons, I'd love those guys to come. Like, the people really have committed, and that's just one example of hundreds of people who have done amazing work here.
This is your mission control?
Yeah.
There were hundreds of Canadian communities vying for the nod, but the promoter said choosing was all about the balance between the enthusiasm and local economics. How much does need come into it?
Well, the philosophy of this is to bring people somewhere that they haven't seen or haven't experienced, and by its nature, that often means a less touristed town, which in turn means a town that maybe is having some hard times economically.
It is just a gentle economic nudge that also comes with a healthy legacy fund from the band. But don't see this as something set up for charity. Neither they nor Simcoe wanted that.
We didn't set it up as a big money maker either, like we wanted to make money, we would go and play in a city, consistently for a week or whatever. But, I think what we did set out to do from the very beginning was not come into a small town, rape and pillage, and then leave. Part of the sort of ethos of these stopovers is to come into towns and leave something behind. And we'd heard of bands that go to towns that then take a cut from the local gas station because they're saying we're bringing tens of thousands of people into your town, we'd like a cut of the gas. And we were like, when we heard that,
Don't
we were
slag it off, we might be into that next.
It actually might have been a good haul if they had dipped in. 35,000 people filling a community of 15,000. Everything working just as all planned. Hotels, restaurants, stores, all full. And what a relief in a place that until now had to make its own good luck.
I don't think anyone in their wildest dreams could have imagined something of this, caliber.
On the Lavender Farm / winery in progress, it isn't always easy for Anita Buhner's father to see the changes.
I hope the wine business is going to be as good as the baker was.
Well, as long as it can make us a living, that's all.
The old barn he built, repurposed for the new reality. They are still waiting to turn a profit.
Beautiful purple plant.
But grateful for new faces in the lavender shop, for the unexpected festival and the open wallets that come with it, even if Dad's not buying in. Had you ever heard their music before?
No, and I don't care for it.
You haven't heard it?
My wife loves music, and I do too, some old-fashioned music, especially the German music. I really like that,
I think if you heard Mumford Sons, you'd love them.
I don't know.
Fortunately, plenty others did show for 12 bands over 2 days.
Welcome to day 2 of the stopover in Simcoe. Thank you all very much for getting down.
Best estimate is that Simcoe gained nearly $10 million in this one weekend, more than it would usually draw in months. I've been trying to bug some of the old tobacco farmers, 86, 87-year-old guys whose hands, could crush you, saying, what do you think? And a couple of them have said, I kind of had to Google them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I'm coming, but I love them for what they're doing.
You just have to walk around to see how much people are really proud to have visitors in their town. They're really proud of their town, and that's something we love to see.
Are you doing Simcoe with Mumford Sons?
Welcomed as hometowners.
And we came here for a party. Are you up for a party?
And as if they hadn't endeared themselves enough, there was this. A cover of the song The Wait by a group called The Band, whose late lead singer Rick Danko just happened to be born near Simcoe. Pleasing a crowd is what they do. Even first-time concertgoers, those tobacco farmers Anthony and Jerry DeCarlos, who thought they'd give it a go.
I'm in love with the Mumford and Sons. The gentleman of the road is understandable because they came to Simcoe.
Forgive him calling them Mudford, not Mumford. The guys certainly would. Just all a part of getting to know each other. Community soaking in the music, and their new patrons, the gentlemen of the road. Adrienne Arsenault, CBC News, Simcoe, Ontario.